medicine is like it's a way of life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
It's like a branch on a tree. Once that branch broke, a new beginning. My language is Kukuchipri, pine butcher bird.
Yeah.
I'm from Napanam, was born in Teitzel Island. I spent all my life here. After being removed from Old Mapu with the Queensland government, stayed here in Napanam all my life. I speak on behalf of Mom's side, Taniquit, and from Dad's side, Upagati. So I sit on both sides, my maternal and paternal mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's like the lotus, it's an everlastingness through life.
Yeah.
Of herbal medicine and all that.
Yeah.
Some plants.
So it's not a practice, it's a lifestyle.
It's a life.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
So, you said, if you see that tree, you consider me.
Yeah.
You see that shrub, you consider me. It's we're all embedded from psychologically, physically, emotionally, all of that is embedded.
Yeah.
Within ourselves, and to generation to generation as well.
Yeah. My name is Sheridan. Language name is Nyalit. It's a Wikaplitch name meaning white water lily. I have connections to Iman and Yagra through my father's lineage from South Queensland. But I grew up on my mother's country, and so through my maternal lineage, my main connection is to Lingathi, which is sometimes called Wikwai, but I also have connections to Alnyith from the Weipa area, Weipa Napranam area, Mbaiwam Troch from Sudley, and then Wikaplitch from Arakun. So I call Richard Kuku, which basically means big uncle. You can use it for auntie too, and it's basically an auntie or uncle that's older than my mother. He's been one of my primary teachers now for the past several years, and so this project, it really is an ongoing process, and it's that process of an intergenerational transfer of knowledge. The idea for this particular project came about in 2023 while I was working with cooks, and at the same time I started to study other forms of traditional herbal medicine. So I became fascinated with the different ways that health and well-being is understood across different cultures. And so through this process I could see that we use songlines and we use ceremonies and we use kinship and stories and so on, and these are methods of capturing and practicing medicine. So I've had the privilege to work with other families as well. So I've worked with one of my uncles, Richard Onangaya from Arakun, my mother Fiona Wirrer-George, one of my mothers, so one of my aunties, my mother's sister, Constance, Bandicootcha, from here in Napranam, and other family members here and there who have connections from all over Western Cape York. And so recently my mother Connie, she shared with me the importance of song and dance as an element of the healing process. And as she was sharing with me this, my mind instantly went to the Dij of the Yolngu people, or the singing bowl ceremonies of the Himalayas, or discussions I've had with cooks Richard about the cultural purpose and intentions of dance, because the purpose and intention of dance to Indigenous people is very, very different to that of the Western world. And so, through phase 1 of this project, we began to articulate the categories of healing, different forms of therapy, the kinship relationships and the multidimensional nature of plants and plant medicine. And so we are refining the differences between health as a lifestyle and also as a practice, because Indigenous systems of healing are fundamentally a lifestyle. And so differentiating when it stops being a lifestyle and when we start to enter into that area of specialty and when it starts to become more of a practice. And so what we are beginning to articulate and refine is a very complex and interconnected web of cultural practices that demonstrate just how connected Indigenous people were to themselves, to the plants, to the animals, to the elements, to each other, and to country.
Everything was based on the seasonal factor of human culture, the seasonal factor of the seeds that grow, the blooming of the flower, the tides, the water, the trees, everything. All people back then had great knowledge of the physical side and the psychological side, even astrology. They had all these knowledges. So we try and bring that back.
Yeah.
That it doesn't happen today or tomorrow. It takes time.